Hi guys, Mark Crossfield here. We're talking takeaway today. So the perfect takeaway. So many people talk about one-piece takeaways and the perfect position to hit P1. So this position one, parallel one, whatever you want to call it. So taking the club away from the ball, which is such a key factor for hitting good or bad shots in lots of people's minds. Let's talk a little bit about takeaway. I'm going to try and hit two different shots and show you what happens to my takeaway in reference to some static points that are going to be there if you're looking at your takeaway. Let's show you what I mean. Let's get stuck in. Right guys, perfect takeaway. Such a common statement. People often say that people need to be hitting certain positions at XX position, what have you. Now, where for me I get all confused with this, and I see my students getting very confused with this, is that my takeaway reference, say, my launch monitor here, that you've got to remember points at a target. Okay, so I'm kind of at a right angle, if you like, or I'm kind of parallel to the line that's lining up against, or maybe even to a camera that's set in a position, can look very different subject to where I want to start the ball and then maybe curve the ball. So my takeaway compared to what you might see a player hitting is going to vary in so many ways. Let me show you what I mean. I'm going to hit, I've got this camera on and I'm going to hit a shot which kind of moves in the air left to right, hopefully onto target. So to do that, I'm going to aim up the left, make sure my face is pointing left to target, so close the target, and then try and move the path further left of my face to try and get a kind of functional cut onto target. Okay, and that ball's moving back nicely towards target. That's a nice little functional fade. And we recorded the video for that as well, so we'll show you that in a second. I'm going to do a second shot where I'm going to try and move the ball similar amount but right to left in the air. Maybe I find it a bit easier at the minute to draw, so I'm going to try and draw this ball on the target. So now I'm starting the ball up the right, my face is open to target, but I'm going to try and make it close to my path, put my path further right of the face. And that ball's drawing nicely back onto target. So I've hit two very functional shots that I could play in around, and I could choose to use either of them as my standard shot every time. Let's show you A, the data and what I did with path and face and what have you, and B, how that looks and how maybe a takeaway needs to be worked around an impact and around a start direction and around a curvature of the ball, rather than maybe just a textbook position that so many people want to talk about. Let's show you what I mean. Right guys, so here are the two shots. So the first shot I started with a path which was 3.7, nearly 4 degrees out to in, and the face was 1.3 open to that path. So I cut the ball onto target pretty much, 4.8, nearly 5 degree spin axis to the right. So I moved, I had my path, well, I felt quite straight to me, but obviously I'm aiming across the lines of the mat and across the lines of the monitor and the camera. So all I need to do is make sure the face was delivered open to this new path, so to the right of this leftward path that I'd kind of set up. Now, if we look at the second shot, you're going to see now my path was 10 from the inside, so I do find it easier to get more inside at the minute. And I got 17.8 degrees of draw spin. Like I said, I felt I was going to draw it a bit more. And again, that ball drew onto target. So I had the face 8 closed to that 10 path. So I was swinging out to the right and bringing that ball back to target, slightly struck out the toe. Now, if we look at the two swings on video, what you're going to see is the takeaway looks dramatically different. So one, the club is outside my hands, and the second one, the club is way inside my hands. Now, if you have a static point, or two static points, and then I aim and move across those points as I was doing, hit those functional shape shots, the takeaway is going to look dramatically different. So let's pretend you have a grip that encourages you to have a face always closed to a path. So let's say a strong grip, and you want to start the ball down the right and draw it back. Your takeaway is going to look very different to someone else who might use maybe a weaker grip, just an example, and wants to cut everything into target. Because players have certain shapes that they see and feels and directions that they see they want to hit the ball. And it's not always a case of breaking them down. Sometimes you want to actually embrace those. I think Montgomery, a great example of someone who embraced the shape shot he hit, almost couldn't hit the ball the other way. Had a pretty fantastic, and still is, playing career. The trick is that you can repeat these things. And this is where lots of people get unstuck. I see lots of people say, come for lessons on the range, in comments and all the rest of it, saying they try and hit a position. But if you quiz them about what shot they want to hit, where they want the ball to start, where they might be aiming, they don't have the answer to that. But they have the answer to where they want to hit X position. And often in relationship to a camera, that I could just slide this camera along this bar, say a foot to our right, it's left, and my takeaway is going to look completely different on that static point. So guys, for interesting one here, for takeaway, takeaway is not a position in my mind that you need to be hitting a textbook position. You need to be hitting a functional position for you, which is built around where you start with the ball in relationship to your body, what grip you start with, what shape shot you want to hit, what height shot you want to hit, if you want to hit them higher and low. The takeaway position and twists that you're going to put in could look very different, subject to one player wanting to hit high hooks and another player wanting to hit low fades, another player who wants to try and hit straight. They're going to look, so I don't understand how you should all be hitting one takeaway position. Hope that helps, gives you an idea, guys, of maybe how to open your mind up a little bit more when it comes to improving your golf, and talking a little bit more around that impact and where the ball starts, those kind of functional shots, rather than those cliche positions that many want to talk about. Might help you really improve your game and your control of the golf ball, rather than practicing maybe just swing, practicing a bit of golf. So hitting target is a skill that we've forgotten down the lines a little bit, maybe with coaching and the way it's gone. Let me know what you think. Post comments down below. I'd love to hear what you got to think about this one. Slightly different one on takeaway. Everyone out there searching for the perfect takeaway. But if you can't answer the first questions first, then I don't know what the perfect takeaway is for any of you, personally. Thanks for watching. Love to hear the comments as always. Speak to you soon, and good luck with your functional takeaways. So if you like what's going on here, don't be afraid to subscribe to the channel. Also thumbs up the video, post comments. Love to hear what you guys got to say. Let's keep it social. The more we talk, the more we share, the easier this game will get for everybody. So if you want to find me on Facebook here, you can find me on Facebook. If you want to tweet me, find me on Twitter here as well. Just follow the links, all in the description. Come and join the show. Get active, get involved, get playing some better golf. Thanks for watching.